Welcome to This is Fitness, the podcast for the bodybuilding and all things fitness, bringing you real life version of the fitness industry from people who've lived and breathed it. We explore new trends and serious topics while dispelling myths and calling out stupidity within the fitness industry. Jimmy and Chris offer their unique insight, delivered with healthy sarcasm. Let's crush those fitness goals together. This is Fitness. And now your hosts, Jimmy Sadek and Chris Thomas.
Episode 2, This is Fitness, Season 2. Welcome. Hello, Jimmy. How are you?
Hello, Chris.
How you been, mate?
How's your week been? We missed last week.
Better than last week.
Good.
No, it's good. Busy week, trained, done everything I needed to do. Just doing my work pretty much. Had a pretty productive day. I actually haven't moved from behind here since about 8 o'clock this morning, so I should have had a bit of stuff done. So I'll get a little break now for a bit, have a barbecue, I think, and then back into it for the evening. See if I feel like training tonight too. You know what I like? I don't like training in monkey hour, so we'll see. Yeah.
I'm just having the day off. I ain't training today. I'm not even going to pretend that it might happen.
You know what? I should do that. But the thing is, the only reason I entertain the idea is normally Wednesday we got this happening and everything else. I normally don't train, but Friday I've got to go down the coast. I'm working down there with Matt Legg again. So that's sort of happening now. So
You know what I call that?
yeah, it's so far so good. Yeah. So got some structures in place. Things we know what we need to do, put it that way. So because I've got to leave to go to the coast, I've got to leave early. Because I mean, go figure, you got a 4-lane highway traveling 1 hour to the Gold Coast and somehow it's jammed. I mean, how does that even happen? Like, seriously. Anyhow, what have you been up to?
If you don't train Friday, you know what you call that?
What's that?
It's a 4-day training week.
Yeah.
No problem with that.
Well, you know what? I'll train tomorrow, obviously, and that's normal. And then I'll train Saturday morning. I'm actually really enjoying. I know you like them too. You like your Sunday sessions, but I really enjoy the Saturday morning session, eh?
Yeah, see, if I didn't work Saturday mornings, I'd do it 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm there at like 3 a.m. on Saturday, so I can't do it. Like, if I had my choice, I'd train early daily. Like, just get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I
get in there like 9 o'clock, 9:30 on Saturday. It's good. So
I trained that time last week because the Apollo swim was cancelled, so I went straight from work to the gym up here. Fucking hell, it was busy. I didn't like it. I used to love training in the gym when it was packed. Like, yeah. I used to love it, like the energy or whatever. Now I'm just old, senile. I just want quiet time. I just want no one there or no one around. I just want to do my thing and bounce.
Did you see that meme? I saw it last week. It was amazing. The bodybuilder goes up to the guy sitting on the bench, like using a machine. Did you see that one? And he goes up to him and he goes, "How many texts you got left?"
How many texts you got? I've seen another meme, the guy walking through the gym and just football punch a tripod.
Yeah, I know. I thought this one was amazing because like it's gone from how many sets you got left, how many texts you got left, and it's pretty much appropriate, you know. And I think that's the other thing too. Like when you train in the evening, you get people come up to you. Not that they don't have a right, we all share the gym, but well, how many sets you got left there, mate? And you feel like looking at them and going, "What are you going to fucking do with it anyway? Just lay on it? Like go away. I'll let you know when I'm done."
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't be that way, but I am. So that's why I train at lunchtime.
That's 22. Like everyone should work in with each other. The problem is no one really trains. So therefore everyone isn't on the same level. Like back in the day, if you're going to work in with someone, you'd be going set to set and be expected to do that. Whereas
not
it'd
now.
be funky to do that now because
no,
it must be sent.
No, well, someone will work in with you and then they go walk away, you know, go around the other side of the gym and then they just arrive, 8 minutes later and expect to just pop in.
Yeah,
the problem is that I'm timing, you know what I'm like, man? I'm timing every set that I do, my rest periods and stuff. And then when someone wants to work with you, it doesn't fit your rest periods. That's the problem. And then you seem like as you say no. Because, what's that?
But even if you're not timing shit like that, like you you what I don't want to waste time in the gym working out.
Mm.
Like
I don't
want
want to train with
I
a
want my
stranger either.
hour. I want to get my work done in my hour, and I want to get out of there. I don't want to have to wait an extra 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes.
See, that's the thing I've been noticing. See, the program I'm doing at the moment is taking me over the 5 sessions. It's taking me between 55 and 70 minutes, depending on the session. No more than that. So they're just bang, 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 right? There's no, and there's just no room for resting. There's no room for talking, So, and on top of that, I don't really want to train with anyone either. So,
No, look. There's time and places to train people, but in today's world, when look, majority of people are time poor. You just want to maximize that time, and it was different when we were all younger. We used to spot each other, used to try and push heavy weight. It's not so much like that anymore. Not because it's not fun or you don't want to do it, just because as you progress in age or whatever, your training change, And I know now I don't need to train as hard as I used to in terms of weight, force reps. I need to just go fill up and get out and maintain a certain look. So time is of the essence for me.
I think the other thing too, man, like if someone's not really following a program, once again, I'm going to go into this and, people don't agree or whatever, I don't really mind. If you're not really following a program, you're winging it, and someone's following a program and a structure, well, surely if you're winging it, you can just go do something else because you're winging 100%. The whole way.
100%. And so when I train people I'm winging it. I'm going based on skill and session. We've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
So if I walk into a machine, somebody else is walking into the same machine, I put my hands up and set the shores and I bounce. Because I'm not following a program that other person might. And when I'm at the gym, if I'm doing something and then I go to do something else and someone else takes it, I'm not going to jump in with it. I'll just go do something else too because I don't follow a program. That person might follow a program. It's like if it's not that important to me, I'm not gonna fight for it. I'll pick my battles because it might be important to the other person. Let them have it. To me, it makes no fucking difference. Whereas if we were walking to the same machine, you and I, you're following a program, you have to do that machine. I don't have to. You might not have to, but I know I don't have to. It makes no difference for me to go left or right.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like your missus, and they're like, "Oh, what do you feel like?" And then you say, "Oh, I'm pretty easy," and they're like, "Well, I want to go here." You're like, "Oh, that's sweet, we'll go there." But if you wanted to go somewhere and they go, "Where do you want to go?" If you're following a program and want to go to fucking this place to eat, then you'll go that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably a bad analogy. One of my worst.
No, it's not, man. It's it's one of Jim's one of the great gym mysteries to me. So anyhow, I think that we've just now through that discussion there reinforced the fact that I will not be training this evening because I've got to train chest and back, and that will be just quite difficult in that environment. Even though I keep it quite simple, but that's fine.
I'd say why don't you do cardio tonight, but you don't do cardio.
If I did cardio, I'd have to eat that much more. So
because I'm not training today, I'll do cardio tonight.
But you know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't. If my work was, I wouldn't mind a walk with the dogs this afternoon. But I'm back at work again at I think 3:45 or 4 o'clock or something. So which here obviously we're an hour behind. So it's about a couple of hours, and then I'm busy again. But I'd like to. It'd be nice to go for a walk, but.
Well, don't treat this with any disrespect, but did you ever do cardio? I can't remember. And I spent a lot of time with you. Yeah. Off season, pre-contest, week before. I can't remember you doing cardio ever.
You know what? The truth of the matter is that I've never done. Well, I'm not going to say I've never done it. I did it once through a prep, and it was about I think it was 20 minutes on the elliptical bike with like an 80 RPM cadence, I think. That's well, not I think, I know. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Did that. And I just didn't like what I looked like when I did cardio. I always felt like I looked better when I didn't do it. Like it was, I don't know. And that,
Imagine because you're a bung knee and keep your legs fuller.
well, the elliptical bike never hurt my, yeah, that was a part of it, the fullness in the legs, but the elliptical never hurt my knees, right? And that's the reason why I used to do that sort of stuff, because it was like low impact.
Yeah.
But I'm religious with it. I walk for 20 to 30 minutes in the morning throughout the prep, and I only do that for my mental space. Like, I mean, how much calories are you chewing in that period of time? Like, it's fuck all. It's only probably 30 minutes is probably what, I don't know. People get your watches out, 2,500 steps, maybe something like that. Maybe something like that.
How many hours do you walk? Would you
Right.
walk?
So apart from it stimulates metabolism, right? So you're not really doing it for the calories that you're burning because they're negligible. But it's for the headspace. So that's it, man. That's what I did throughout all the latter years. That's how I did it every time. And I just manipulated the food, which would be the most ideal way to do it if actually people were truthful and actually had discipline and actually ate the food that they should.
Yeah. Look, I like it because, especially faster cardio. I've always liked faster cardio. You
I
know,
like it too, man.
but it's fun. One, it's just it just starts the day. Two, whether it see, and I always thought it would have made look. It's the way to burn fat, right? But I haven't been religious lately with it. And I just
You
ultimate.
obviously enjoy it, man. That's the thing. You obviously do.
I tell you what, I don't enjoy though having to do cardio. I like to move. I need to move, right? Because I'm fucking heavy. So
Yeah.
I need to be doing cardio of 20 minutes or something per day. Just fucking health, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I get to like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I haven't done cardio today, I'm like, fuck, I have to do cardio. I'll tell you a secret, and this is for everybody else who wants a secret. You know how I've been getting through cardio?
What's that?
I've been betting on the Greyhounds. On sports. Yeah, not big bets, right? But and you don't very often win. You very often lose. But hey, if I'm going to be down 30, 40 bucks by the end of a 45 stint or 30-minute stint in cardio, that's a win to me. It goes like that.
It's amazing.
It's fun, man. It's different to sitting there watching a movie. Because movie's boring. It's still boring. This is interactive. You got to pick your dog. You can choose your favorite color, your favorite number. You go by the sports tips. Then you get to watch the actual.
So you use the same strategy that you were talking about last week with the betting, with the tipsters and the colors and the numbers and the whole thing.
The more I do it, the better I get. The more it evolves, like anything.
Right.
I had a winning session last night.
Did you?
I mean, it'll be followed by a very heavily losing session tonight. But I'm telling, cardio goes like this.
Yeah. I used to I can't remember what prep it was. I hired a spin bike and I put it in my lounge room, and I had to do 15 minutes before bed. So I do 15 minutes, have a shower, and go to bed. And I did it every night. And I used to sit there for the whole of prep, you know, like I'm OCD, obviously. And it was more so for the fact that I wanted to minimize it so it was nice and easy. I used to listen to two Doors songs, right? And I used to listen to I listened to LA Woman every time, right? Because it was 7 minutes. And I would rotate between when the music's over and the end, because they were both 7-minute songs. So I knew that if I listened to these two songs in their entirety, I'd done the 15 minutes, right? And that's how I did it. And that worked because music, I've tried the TV thing that you're talking about. I can't, that doesn't make the time go quicker. All it makes you realize that I'm tired while I'm watching a screen. At least with the music, you can kind of drift off. Hey, do you remember have you seen the mullet, the mullet cardio? Do you remember that?
No. What's that?
We should post it.
What is it?
Well, because when I was struggling with the cardio, man, I got dressed up in man. You were there, man. Remember the New Year's party? Wasn't it an 80s party?
Yeah, but that wasn't fucking cardio. That was better.
Yeah, Yeah,
Can't-
but you remember the week?
You can't bend his
No,
cardio.
no. I'm not counting that, right? I'm not counting thermos. Do you remember the wig? The mullet?
Yeah, I remember that outfit. That was funny as
Right.
fuck.
Right. So when I was struggling in the prep, I used to put that on. And I used to put the wig on and I used to sit there and dance to like 80s music while I was on the bike, moving my hands. That's how there's a video of it. I'm gonna send it to you.
I would have seen it.
I'm gonna send it to you.
I was getting old.
Mm.
But I wonder what other ways would be good ways to pass cardio time.
What's that?
What other ways could you pass, like make cardio go faster? Obviously, there's like YouTube videos and things like that, dressing up.
Well, I tell you what, you know what I would think the best way to do it is not get fat so you don't have to do it.
Mm, that's hard for some people, though.
Well, is it? Like, see, okay, let's
Okay, here's the question.
okay.
Why, if everyone does cardio
Mm.
for each show, why don't they all come in good shape?
Right. I think there's a number of things. So let's just use this as a little it's related, little segue thing, right? So let's do this. So people are really quick to try and work out maintenance, right? Oh, what's their maintenance, right? Now, how you would even work out what someone's maintenance is off a formula, right? Because if it was true, okay, that means that every person, every male that's 85 kilos and every female that's 60 kilos would have the same maintenance because they have the same amount of muscle, right? So you can't take into consideration varying factors. Okay, so let's say hypothetically you can work out their maintenance, right? And then you feed them above it or below it, depending on what your what your outcome wants to be, right? And if you feed them good food, right, versus, feed them whatever the fuck they want to eat, provided it fits those series of numbers, right? The one thing people don't understand, this is the biggest thing, people don't understand this, is that people talk about expenditure, energy in versus energy out, and that's what this formula is about. It is. There's no denying this, right? That is what this is about. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. But what people don't understand is expenditure can change. And I'm not talking about it can just change. Of course, it can change by moving around and doing more work. But variables can make your expenditure change. Fouling your system up, fucking it over, inflaming it, and making it a highly inflammatory system can actually limit the expenditure because it's not an optimally functioning system, right?
You dehydrate.
Right. So there you go. So now you've got these other factors that are changing the expenditure. So this is why this theory of just this expenditure and working out what the expenditure is bullshit, because it's constantly changing. If all factors are aligned, how many times have you done a prep and one prep your sleep's like shit and you've come in on, let's say, arguably 3,000 calories in the prep, right? Sorry, normally. And then you've gone and done a prep where your sleep is shit and you've had to come in on 2,000 to get the same result. I mean, what's the mitigating factor? Cortisol, and that's the thing, man. So, yeah.
No, I don't know what I'm saying. Look, it's in an ideal world, you want to minimize cortisol, which will optimally allow you to optimally burn body fat. Cardio will increase cortisol, yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's the other part of this. This is
Also, Chris, also
yeah.
too, some people I might go through a stage where I want to drastically increase my performance or output in the gym.
Mhm.
Therefore, I need more food. Yeah. If I'm going to push more food, obviously, then I need more expenditure. Therefore, I have to put cardio in.
Correct.
But my body's performing optimally because I'm getting enough food. Therefore, it can handle the extra cardio.
Mm-hmm.
It's a massive game of give and take, man. And if all staff are aligned, might not need any cardio, and the body fat might drop the fuck off. Or if stars don't align, you might have to go to fucking zero carb, double cardios, etc. Then you'll get blasted online because you've given too fewer calories to a competitor. Like it's and this is the beauty of coaching. Like there's no rhyme nor reason to do anything except best guess through experience, right? And peeling back layers. So it's not as simple as, oh, you're not losing weight, take away calories. Like,
no.
What if you're not losing weight. Oh, how's your sleep? Okay, go sleep more. Oh, fuck, well, I'm losing calories. Or maybe your body's just fucking going, hey, cunt, I need more food to function. Need more food. Then, oh, I'm going to lose weight now.
Right. So you've said it exactly what I was saying, right? And agreed 100%. So you got to look at a checklist of things on one side of the ledger, and then you got to look at energy in on the other side of the ledger. And these checklists on the other side, which are factors that are variables, they can drastically alter the amount of expenditure, right, through optimal function, right? And that's the issue here, right? And that's why I'm saying it's so important to have a checklist of things, whether it's sleep, whether it's stuff, or whether you just say to someone, listen, are you eating good quality food? Are you eating rubbish? Like, why? You know, go and bog your system down all year round eating crap, right? And then all of a sudden you find it difficult to eat food because you're dealing with an inflamed system that you've got to try and rectify first before it starts to become functioning more optimally. I can't speak to that.
A massive problem, right, is if you wanted to throw a blanket over good coach, bad coach, yeah,
right.
I think number one on the checklist, and you could only have this on the checklist would be experience. Do they have experience or not? Okay. If they don't, bad coach. If they do, good coach. You can use that framework to distinguish a lot of people. Not everyone, but a lot of them. Okay. Case in point.
Yep.
A coach with experience will talk about all those factors we were just speaking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a coach without experience because they're young.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about if you're following a diet, it's okay to eat lollies, but don't have the whole packet. Just have a couple and eat them slowly.
All right. Because eating them slowly
that will help you stay on your diet and lose weight. I'm like, the fuck? Like, the fuck?
Right. So, exactly. Stay on that one there. This topic, while you did it, you opened up a good one, right? I only about 18 months ago, someone told me, right, that the trick to losing weight was to have a handful of jelly beans before a meal. And I said, okay, so what's that? Oh, well, because of the insulin response that you're going to get from the jelly beans, it will dispatch the food. And I said, okay, interesting concept. I said, but what do we, I said, I'm not even going to go there with that. So let's just leave that alone. I said, but let's just talk about the thing right in front of us here. What about the calories you're eating in these jelly beans, right? Because you're on a restrictive diet and those calories count. Oh, no. Well, those calories get null and voided because of the insulin response. That's the type of shit that these influencers and people like that know nothing are saying. I mean, could you imagine straight face looking at a human and telling him that explanation?
If I didn't know nothing about nothing, I'd actually almost buy that.
Well, because you know why?
It sounds pretty convincing.
Right. Do you know why? Because it's what you want to hear. That's the point. It's like, wow, I can eat jelly beans and, make them a negative calorie because of insulin. I mean, I just looked at the dude and I went, you know what? I sat there and thought about it for a second. I thought, you know what? It's not even worth my response. I went, you know what? That's a great idea.
Do you know what I'm saying? What? You know what's funny too? It's the ones that promote like, okay, number one, if your coach gives you macros and you pay for that, you're a fuckwit. Sorry. I just did a Donald Trump weave.
You have to do this though.
Yeah, right. I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. No. You've fuck, now I've lost my train of thought. No, so what I was saying, those that talk, you can eat this rubbish food.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I love cheat meals, right? I'm all for cheat meals. But just eat the rubbish food consistently on a daily basis, blah, 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 right? However, they forget the facts and they go, oh, look at me, I can do it too. But then they forget the fact that they say that I'm on growth hormone and insulin and fucking test and all those factors, right?
Yeah.
Where the average person, this is not what not what they need to hear, because they will hear that and look at that. And now, blanketly across everyone now that they speak to, they're like, okay, well, what about all this shit food that I'm supposedly able to eat? Without knowing or understanding the fact that without all these other things on the top shelf here, definitely not going to get away with this kind of shit here. And more than likely, the person's over 100 odd kilos and has a metabolism from that 100 odd kilos of muscle that is way better than your 72 kilos
Right.
frame and metabolism.
So that's where the people telling this stuff, if they want to call themselves an influencer, maybe use the term, which is a dick of a term anyway, but maybe use it in the most positive sense and actually have some responsibility with the term, which should come with a term like that. I mean, the other day there was a bloke online promoting that you could drink piss and lose weight. I mean, like, I did once upon a time when I was younger, I just would have, I would have engaged. Yeah, absolutely. I would have engaged.
Like you don't piss.
Yeah, I just would have engaged and just gone, fuck it. But I can't be bothered. I mean, once again, this is all.
Can we do a week?
What's that?
Can I do a week?
Yeah, of course.
How many calories is in a glass of your own piss?
I wasn't talking about piss.
No, but just say, is there any calories in piss?
I've got no idea. I've never thought about it.
Could they, if they were negative calories, would you drink it?
Well, I certainly wouldn't know. But
depends on how far into my diet I was.
Oh dear.
No, that's okay. No,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to do a video. If you drink a glass of your piss after a cheat meal, the cheat meal doesn't count because the piss is acidic and it will dissolve the calories.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's heaps of that around too. There's heaps of other little formulas that people think dispatch of cheat meals altogether as well, which is just not right.
All right, so go back to the alcohol. So drinking alcohol, yeah?
Oh, no, it was just what they're promoting is that you can just live this normal life, normal as they say, right? And, have the physique you want. I mean, why don't you sit there and have some fucking balls and tell people what they need to hear and go, listen, to have a physique that you want, to do all these things takes discipline, right? You can't drink piss. You can't have chocolate. You can't have all these things whenever you want to eat them. Half of the time, what these people don't understand, half of the time, these people are not eating half of the day or hoarding, as they call it, all their calories up and eating fucking nothing decent so that they can go and have a tub of ice cream at night time. That's what's going on here.
You know a real fact, right?
Say it again.
You know something real? If I didn't have my cheat meals, I would have a way better physique and a way leaner physique, right?
Right.
If I didn't have them, straight up. If they were more like, here, have it after 6 weeks, or have it after shit slows down, or you really flat have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know mentally, that if I didn't get my cheat meal each week, there's no way that I'd stick to my plan those 6 3/4 days of the week, right? I know that, but I'm real enough with myself to know that, and you know this from fucking day one. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm having my cheat meal or I'm not doing this shit. Because I know mentally I couldn't do it, right? But accepting that and becoming okay allowed me to do everything else 200%.
But see, that's the other component of this, Jimmy, right? The other component of this is that mental, the reward part of it, right? So that's your reward. So that's another aspect, a positive aspect of this when it's controlled. But the thing is, I've always said this, and you know me, right? You've seen me do enough preps, you poor bastard, right? And I know that because I'm a prick when I prep, but you've seen it 100 times, right? I always say the same thing. From about 20 weeks out, if I'm going to cheat, which I don't cheat, but if I was ever going to fucking cheat, it would be from 20 weeks to 16 in the initial stages where I'm getting my head into it. Once I get to about 16 weeks or whatever it is, right there, from that point in onwards, I'm absolutely no chance. Like, I won't walk past a block of chocolate and have one square. I won't put it in my mouth and spit it out. I'll do this other nonsense everyone does. I don't do it, right? Yeah. Because the amount of time that I've been on that plan, right, creates the strength and the discipline. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, right? How on earth, every single day, right, can you manipulate a bunch of calories and eat a pile of shit every single day and honestly think at the end of prep that you've actually prepped?
Yeah.
Like, that is the reason why people fall off the diet. That's the reason why they cheat, is because they're having a cheat every day. Now, I don't care if that meal fits the calories. It's a cheat still. Right?
Do you remember when before like this got popular,
Mm.
you didn't really feel like you were doing a show or getting ready for a show unless you felt like shit. You
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
then it kind of slowly turned to, I don't have to feel that bad.
Mm.
And then it's like, you can kind of eat what you want. You can kind of do what you want, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's like, to be fair, man, if you're in any fucking decent, if you're in shape
Mhm.
to that you should be for a show, the last 4 weeks before should be fun. You should be having a good time.
So if you went to work every day, for example, and there's a few disciplined people that you need to leave out of this equation, which would be the 1%, right?
Yeah, it's to the rule.
If you went to work every day and you had a boss standing over you and you had a quota of work to do, right? Okay, and you had to get it done, or you had to do that same work at home, which one's better? Like literally on an efficiency and an output level. The one where you're being monitored, right? When you're at home, you're just like, oh, fuck it, I'll do that later, or I'll do this later. If you've got a plan and you've got someone watching you doing the plan, if someone turns around and goes, you know what, I don't give a fuck what you do, so long as it fits these numbers, you're going to fuck that up somewhere, right? It's true.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's my take on these things anyway. So along with the metabolic damage term, that was a nice one to scare people. It's actually, let's correct that and let's call it metabolic adaptation. You know, if you slow and restrict someone's eating and you starve them, the body will down regulate. Okay, so it doesn't kill itself. That's why it's doing that.
Yes.
Right. So it's not damage, it's called adaptation. Okay. Then when you feed it again, it starts to accommodate the fact that it's getting more food and gets used to it. So then all of a sudden the metabolism increases because it realizes it's not going to, these are layman's terms, by the way, that it's not going to kill itself because it's getting more and more food.
Chris,
Right?
you know what happened the other day?
What's that?
Stop shaking.
You
You know
stop.
why?
Why?
Stop shaking. I was cold.
Oh, you couldn't stop shaking.
Stop shaking because I was cold.
Right.
You know why I couldn't stop shaking?
Blood sugar was low.
No, because my body's trying to heat itself up because I was cold. So the body's not getting food. It's obviously going to
Oh,
slow
you weren't cold
down.
as a result of the shakes. You were
No,
already
I was cold because my body was like start shivering to shake it up. So
right.
if you're not going to give your body food, of course it's going to slow the fuck down.
But that's the
I went
point.
outside the other day. Guess what happened?
What's that?
I stood in the sun and started sweating.
Funny, huh?
Therefore, my body was trying to cool itself.
Mm.
Like the body's smarter than like us, no matter what. So
Mhm. And yet someone comes up with a formula that works out what your maintenance is. That's good. That's good. I'm amazed at that. That's amazing. Thank you. Give me the formula.
do you know what? Do you know what's killed all these guys with fancy words?
What's that?
Chat GPT.
Oh, is it?
I can bring up some fancy words now too.
Do you know what it would do? It probably auto corrects their stupid words that actually are used in the wrong places.
No, it won't because it learns off people. So there's enough stupid people to make it stupider.
Oh, really? Oh,
I think so. I'm gonna start. I'm
So
gonna
we'll
put,
soon we'll have ChatGPT saying you can drink piss and eat chocolates and shit and get lean. Is that what will happen?
yeah, as long as you're under your maintenance calories.
Touche.
But you can offset it. No, I'm not gonna get it. I'm just not even gonna touch that.
Don't do that. Then
No.
I'll get some ideas.
The
Mm.
yeah, look, it's I have what was I gonna say? I've actually lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Have you been seeing any of the pro bodybuilders putting their progress photos up for the Arnold?
No,
Nothing.
no. Have you?
That's your homework assignment for next week, so we can talk about the Arnold Classic, which will be in 4
Let me
weeks.
let me write that in my to-do list.
Put it up there.
Unless it's written down, it doesn't get done.
Because you've got metabolic damage.
Yeah, I know. It's metabolic damage has affected my brain.
All right. So I'm going to call this episode because my son is on my phone. And we've got about 4 hours of playtime.
There we are.
Yeah. It's a afternoon routine, which is
That's
fun.
good.
Look, it is fun. It is good. I enjoy it thoroughly. But I call it there's dead work time. There's no other time. He especially this age,
Yeah, no, man.
good. Ironing 24/7 instead of killing himself.
Me and the dog's gonna go outside now. I'm gonna cook a barbecue.
What's on the barbie?
Lemon pepper chicken breasts. Basic. I've boiled some potatoes just before, so I've got half a kilo of boiled potatoes. So I'm just gonna have that, which is gonna be just amazing.
Have you dogs?
You know what? I wish I could swap that. I wish I could swap that for some Chobani and some, dark chocolate.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have chicken burgers, Chris.
Huh?
I'm gonna have a chicken burger. Oh, you know I love my burgers.
Yeah, you're the Burger King, literally.
Hey, did you like my ice cream photo?
I love it. I saw it come up and I was like, fucking memories, man. I remember when you did that. Verity's right. It is actually one of the best photos you ever, literally.
I think it is the best photo ever.
Hey?
I think it is the best photo ever.
You just look happy, man. You're in a happy place. You're in a good place. You're in Thailand. You're in a pool. You've got a whole tub of Hershey's poured into the middle of about 4 liters of ice cream. I don't think it gets any better for you than that.
No, like that was a fun day.
That was before you fucked your ankle up.
Yeah, before I fell off the scooter.
Yeah, I know.
Probably about a month before.
Yeah, true.
But it didn't last very long, the fucked up ankle. Because I lay in 3 days on 50 units of growth. 3 days I was up and about, bandaged up, pushing PBs. Thailand, baby.
Yeah, I remember the size of your head too.
Oh, we should fucking do Thailand stories next week because we've got plenty.
All right, done. All right, I'll put that in the notes too.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna have our top 2 Thailand stories.
All right, done.
All right, well, on that note,
right. Take it easy.
Have a good day.
All right.
This has been This is Fitness. With over 60 combined years in the fitness world, Jimmy and Chris have walked the walk and are here to share what really works. Their passion is to explore new trends, dispel myths, and call out the stupidity within the industry. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find Chris on social media at Chris Thomas Alpha Ethos and his website at alpha-ethos.com. Find Jimmy on social media at jimmysadak.designercoaching and his website at www.jimmysadak.com. See you next time on This is Fitness.